Providence now, live in studio with us is Mayor Brett Smiley to talk a little bit about what's happening in the city. We're talking about restaurant closures and what's next for Skyline at Waterplace. That's just Waterplace, rather. Those are just some of the topics. Good to see you, Mayor.
Nice to see you too.
Yeah. So Skyline, I guess you got, or the administration got what they wanted, a compromise that they're going to move out the tenants. We know that, but we never heard about, is there a timeline? Is there a date that's going to happen?
So the first and most important step was that the City Council Claims Committee approved the proposed settlement earlier this week. Now it's up to the lawyers for Skyline and for the city to finalize the agreement. We hope that happens in the next week or two. There's no firm deadline. It's just lawyers trading drafts back and forth. We've now been authorized to settle. And then at that point, that tenant will move out. We will then take possession of our building back, and we will do a public, transparent process to get someone new in there to make this an asset for the city as opposed to a problem like it's been.
What about people who have events planned there?
So if you have an event planned, you should be in touch with the current operator because there will be someone new there, and it's likely that your event will need to be rescheduled.
So rescheduled at Skyline?
Potentially, but not until we know who the new operator is. So individuals who might have events there should be in touch with Skyline to get their refund, their deposit back or something like that. I don't think there's much on the books. Okay,
let's talk a little bit about restaurant closures. We did a story yesterday or the day before. We have 2 restaurants that are closing their doors at Federal Hill. We're kind of seeing it across the area. What do you think is the reason for this?
Yeah, I don't think it's a trend. Federal Hill remains a thriving commercial district, a very popular destination. Federal Hill Tap House, we're sorry that they're going out of business, but I'm confident someone new will move into that space. There's a restaurant called Saint. They're simply they're going to reopen under a new name and tweak the concept, but that is not going to be a vacancy. And the restaurant business is tough, and turnover happens. But those spaces get filled, and someone new has a dream, and we get great new destinations get created in the city.
All right, NBC 10 viewers want accountability, so I want to ask you about the Washington Bridge. You and other politicians have kind of touted these small business grants. The problem is that the most that any business can get is $2,500. So, I mean, months later after losing all this business, how can any small business, be helped by just $2,500?
Listen, something is better than nothing. I don't want to say that it's going to solve all their problems. I remember standing here with you months ago when the SBA came to town, and what they were offering was loans. And the thing we heard loud and clear from many small business owners is, I don't need another loan.
Right.
And so the General Assembly and the governor were able to appropriate these funds to do grants other than a pretty simple application. These are no strings attached grants. Don't need to repay them, use them for whatever they are. I don't want to in any way suggest that this is going to undo the harm that was done.
Right. I mean, $2,500 is like, a weekend in New York City.
But $2,500 is more than we've given them in the past. So something is better than nothing.
PC, Providence College. I've been a reporter here for years. For decades ago, 2 decades ago, I reported about the off-campus parties and the neighborhood complaints. Now we have another problem. City Council sends a letter to PC. What are you going to be able to do to solve that problem that your predecessors haven't been able to?
So the nice thing about the school year is it's predictable when it starts every year. And we know that these parties start they go out hardest the first couple weeks.
Right.
And so we're working with PC to require that for the beginning of school year and years to come, that they have additional police, not private security, actual Providence police presence to make sure that the neighborhood remains a vibrant place and a place that homeowners want to live, and that the kids stay safe. In years past, as I'm sure you've reported on, we've had issues with alcohol poisoning and other arrests and other public safety issues. So we're going to be working with the college on some new public safety measures to be better prepared for the start of school year and years to come.
Right. And obviously, any university, this is Providence College, it is pristine, it is a religious college. Do you think that they're doing enough? Because there are some people who say they aren't.
Yeah, like I said, these are off-campus housing, but this is their students. And so we have to work in partnership. We both own some responsibility here, which is it's my responsibility to ensure that the neighborhood is safe and that the homeowners there feel like their neighborhood is not being overrun. But the university has some responsibility to enforce either the code of conduct or other student responsibilities that you take on as being a student, even if you're not living on campus housing.
But clearly the president doesn't live in that neighborhood because obviously more would be done.
Well, I think the president does live in the neighborhood,
But
but he's
not
on
in the
campus.
streets. Okay,
That's
all
right.
We love our viewer question, so I want to get to this viewer question on X. This is Ted Donnelly on X asking, why are more speed bumps popping up throughout the city? I thought the mayor campaigned on a moratorium on adding humps/bumps and study the ones in place as of 2022.
Yes. So what we've done, which is hopefully people will think is consistent, is we've actually put a rational process in place. We stopped adding speed bumps ad hoc. We stopped adding them just because someone complained. Now we have a process. So if someone complains about speeding, the first step is we do a traffic study to verify whether speeding is real or not. If in fact it's real, then the next step is we put the rubber temporary speed bumps in. And we've added those in a few places around the city. People will recognize those. The nice things about those, one is it changes behavior, and two is they can come back out again, particularly for winter snow operations. Right. If that still doesn't solve the problem, then we do permanent speed bump installation. We've done very few permanent speed bump installations because the first two steps of this process have solved the problem.
Are there more though, would you say, even these temporary ones?
So there are places around the city where we've done temporary, and there are a few places where we've done permanent. We think this is a good process,
right.
and so we intend to keep with this process, and it stops from us just running at complaints without actually having any science behind it.
Right. School is underway. A lot of our viewers are watching who are parents, and they are reaching out to us and saying that the schools are understaffed in Providence. As we stand here right now, how many teachers are we short in the classrooms?
So it's less than 100 teachers, and it is primarily special ed teachers.
But that's where you need. That's one of the most important. One of the more important jobs in a school these days.
Right. I say that only to put context in, is that most students' classrooms have a teacher. There are specific places where we have shortfalls. Primarily special ed, secondarily multilingual teachers with MLL certifications for multilingual learners. So we're working as fast as we can to try to fill those vacancies. You know, I don't run the schools, the state does, but we're all part of the solution, and these are still our kids. It is a very tight job market, particularly for special ed teachers, and so we're looking at incentives and other recruitment processes to try to see what we can do to fill those vacancies.
Great. They're giving me 15 seconds.
Yes.
Debate. What'd you think?
I thought the vice president did a really nice job. I thought the president reminded us of the chaos of those years, and I know where I'm voting.
Okay. Mayor, always good to see you. Thanks for your time. We certainly appreciate it. Emily?